Coming up next on this week's Falcon Fever, found out how the volleyball squad is getting ready for a big tournament this weekend after playing 3 weeks on the road.
And the new men's soccer coach is starting to feel at home. Find out his plans for bringing more wins home for the rest of the season.
Welcome to this week's Falcon Fever. I'm Daniel Vest.
And I'm Aaron L. Jackson.
And I'm John Peralt. Coleman Sears joins us live in the studio in just a moment to catch us up on women's volleyball.
First, let's jump right into this week's highlights. The women's soccer team lost a tough match at home Monday night to the University of North Alabama. The Falcons fell behind early as the Lions scored 3 goals in the first half. However, the Falcons came out in the second half and got on the board with freshman Christine Prince's 5th goal of the season. A sophomore goalkeeper, Alyssa Maxwell, made 4 saves, but it wasn't enough to pull out the victory as the Falcons fell 3-1. Women's soccer put up a victory October 16th, however, in their game at Georgia Southwestern. The Falcons dominated the Hurricanes, shutting them out 2-0, with sophomore Paige Scott scoring both goals for the Falcons. The team took 9 shots total, with Scott taking 7 of them. Freshman Asgerder Palsdottir took 3 shots, and sophomore goalkeeper Alyssa Maxwell stopped 3 Hurricane scoring attempts.
The men's soccer team is hoping to bring their record to 13-1-1 Wednesday night in their game against Huntington College. The men's soccer team kept up the heat in their match against Georgia Southwestern on the 16th. The Falcons won 1-0 and continued their strong season. Senior James Steer brought in the winning goal and led the Falcons to their victory 20 minutes into the match. Goalkeeper Brendan Ledgway picked up his 5th shutout of the season as he made 2 very necessary saves to keep the Hurricanes scoreless. Men's soccer coach Ken Hassler is new to Montevallo, but he's had a pretty exciting first season. There is no doubt that his 23 years of coaching experience helped his men work up to the number 2 ranking in the country just a few weeks ago. After one loss to PBC opponent Clayton State, they fell to number 20. Hassler says the rankings are important, but they don't really show what his team is capable of proving on the field.
They understand that it was one game. We made some mistakes. Clayton State capitalized on them, and it made it look like a lopsided match. But we understand how good we are and how far we think we can go. And the guys have never lost sight of that. They've stayed positive, they've stayed really focused, and have pushed each other to continue to play their best on every single day.
Upcoming games for men and women's soccer will include home matches on October 23rd against Peach Belt opponent Lander University.
The women's volleyball team now sports a record of 13-9. They've played 8 games on the road since their last home game on September 25th.
For the season, they now have a 5-5 record on the road. They face 2 matches on the road again this upcoming weekend. Coleman Sears talked with Betsy Stevenson about how this road swing is affecting their season so far.
It's no secret playing away from your home court for so long can be tough. When you talk to senior Betsy Stevenson, you find out that losses on the road can be challenging.
We've been going back to technical stuff. We've been reviewing our fundamentals and really focusing on the little things, that will advance us. We've conditioned more, we've ran more, so just the little things that will help us, in the end.
Women's volleyball had a few tumbles last week. Their first showing was Friday at Armstrong Atlantic on the 15th, where they lost 3-1. This was the first PBC loss of the year for the Falcons, losing 3 sets and winning 25-23. Senior Rebecca Dowd led with a team high of 12 kills and 18 digs. Freshman Maniati added 8 kills and 6 blocks. The Falcons' next game was against Flagler on October 16th, where they lost 3-0 against the Saints in St. Augustine. The final scores of the sets were 25-26, 25-22, and 25-18. Freshman Maniati was the only Falcon with double-digit kills, coming in with 10 and a hitting percentage of .500. Sophomore Virginia Clay was second with 7 kills and 2 blocks. Junior Anna Garrison had the most assists with 29 and a team high of 7 digs. Women's volleyball will pick up again on October 22nd, where they play in the Pacer Volleyball Invitational in Aiken, South Carolina. Friday, they take on Augusta State at 12 p.m. and King at 4 p.m., and Saturday they go to the court against Coker and Palm Beach Atlantic. Now to honor one of our current athletes, we go to the Falcon Zone with John Peralt. John?
That's right. The Peach Belt Conference named Brendan Ledgway as Goalkeeper of the Week, and we're also honoring him as our Falcon Fever Player of the Week. Ledgway has been solid for the team all season and did the same in 2 wins for the Falcons last week. He made 6 saves and allowed only 1 goal to West Florida, the number 2 team in South Region, and then he helped shut out Georgia Southwestern 1-0 and made 2 saves. He is 3rd in the league in saves and 3rd in shutouts. Last Tuesday during Founders Week, our new president was surprised by the athletic department. The Falcons welcomed the 15th president, Dr. John W. Stewart III, to the soccer doubleheader last Tuesday against West Florida. Before the game kicked off, the athletic department presented the Stewart family with some UM athletic jerseys. Back to you.
Well, that's it for this week's Falcon Fever. Join us here next time for more highlights from the University of Montevallo. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
And make sure you catch the fever.